we get inspired by sequels that kind of don't play it safe, that take risks with the mechanics and really try to like take things to the next level and expand things.
We've learned our lesson. We're not going to say the release date until we're very close to release.
Fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my god.
Yes, sirski. We're back with another great review again today. Well, I'm back. My boy's actually out in hiding in fear of his life right now because after years of not tipping, his barber finally lost it and said no mo, and just turned into Edward Scissorhands on that boy. Whew. Send my thoughts and prayers. Anyway, I'm gonna have to join him in hiding after this review today because Last of Us 2, that's the review. That's what we're talking about today, and oh boy, there's a lot to say on this game. I don't even know where to start. 7 to 8 years in the making now, and this highly anticipated follow-up to the 2013 classic is finally here. And this game is hot basura. Like it's so trash it made me speak another language for a second. You know what? Okay, that's a little bit too much. This game's all right. I'm not gonna be extra today. So the game takes place a couple years after the first one, and you follow characters like Ellie, Joel, and Tommy again, all characters that you love from the first. And this time around, you get to play as multiple characters, so that's a neat thing. And the story this time around is Ellie is out on a mission for revenge, and she is going across country to get it. She leaves Joel and the rest of the city of Jackson behind to go get it because she's like, I don't want to put anybody else in danger. This is gonna be me on my own. But luckily, she has one of her best friends, Dina / love interest. She accompanies Ellie across country to help her out with her mission because hey, we ride together, we die together. Bad girl for life? No, wrong movie. But with this one, this game, the story is just not as good as the first. Like, I found myself not caring a lot, mostly because yeah, the first one took you across country too, but that actually felt like an adventure. There was memorable moments. This game is nearly 40 plus hours, and not much happens. It's really just going from one place to the next, like being like, okay, not here, not here, not here. Like, and there's not anything to separate that. It's just literally just the same thing over and over, just going from one place to find out, oh, the princess is in another castle. Like that, it's basically taking the Mario trope to an extreme. What got me along was the great gameplay. Whenever the game actually decided to be a game and let you like fight and play, oh man, that's like super rewarding. Like you really are having some fun. But a lot of the time, there's so much filler and so much talking. In Last of Us 1, the conversations between Ellie and Joel, they were funny, they were heartfelt a lot of the times. Like, you really were interested in hearing every bit of dialogue they had. This time around, the person that accompanies you for a lot of the trip is Dina. And man, Dina she's Plank from Ed, Edd n Eddy. She literally has the personality of Plank. She is just a piece of cardboard. Dina's the type of person where if you were talking to her in real life, you wouldn't be listening at all. You would tune out and just think about what you had for lunch yesterday, if you paid your bills yet. When you gotta say that's crazy when you're not really listening to somebody. Like every time Dina finished talking, I was just like, oh, that's crazy, Dina. So Ellie, can we go back to Joel and just chill with Joel? That would probably be more entertaining than talking with Dina. Like, why didn't you bring Joel with you? And Dina, like, she's not a terrible character, but like she's just not that interesting of a character to be with for such a long journey. This game is the exhibit of video games because it's like, yo dog, we put a flashback in, yo flashback dog, and I'm like, exhibit, I didn't want that. This game clearly needed an editor or a no man to say like, nah, we don't need this. We could tell this in 2 minutes. We don't need to take 2 hours to tell this. We could do this in 2 minutes. The multiplayer was dropped for a completely single player focused game, and this is what we got. T-Loud 2 is going to have people crying for different reasons. Some for the emotional, hard-hitting scenes, and others because they realized they wasted $60. I was definitely the latter. I was like, what have I done? I could have bought Ball in a Cup. Ball in a Cup probably would have gave me more entertainment than this game.
Who needs constant electronic video stimulation when there's Ball in a Cup? Mexico's favorite toy for over 340 years. Toss the ball, catch it in the cup.
Yeah, exaggeration? Maybe, but I low-key feel like Ball in a Cup may have been a good investment. Abby is a new figure that is basically also driven by revenge like Ellie. And you get to see the duality of their stories. Like, they're so heavy-handed with showing Abby, like, basically the duality of, like, oh, she's not so different from the people she thought was her enemies. Like, look at all these different factions. They're not so different. And I'm like, yeah, I got that the first time game. Is there any other message that you got, like, besides we're all the same? Like, you're leaving a print on my face with how, like, you just slapping me across the face with this blatant crap. But yeah, sorry, to get back to Abby now. Her story is so boring for at least half of the time and is honestly unnecessary filler. Abby's parts do get good halfway through, and she has actually some of the best gameplay sections in the game. So does it really balance? So Abby's so consumed by being able to exact her revenge that she transforms her body to be able to do that. She gets seriously yoked, suspiciously yoked. Her mans is telling her at some point, like, I can't follow you down this path of revenge. Like, this is not the answer. And also, our beards are touching every time we kiss, and it's giving me a rash, babe. I can't do this anymore. There's a lot of things Abby has to, like, really deal with. It's a lot of, like, 90210 CW stuff. You do get to play as Joel and Ellie a lot. One of the best parts of the game, and I wish that they somehow channeled that into other areas of the game. Anytime we were Joel and Ellie, it feels like classic Last of Us. The dialogue's funny, the relationship's great. Like, they understand those characters. Compared to some of these new characters where I'm like, it feels like a different writing team. It doesn't feel like it's the same loving care and, like, smartness in the writing. In the end, I think this game was way too long. There's a lot of parts I did like to play. This game is really enjoyable to play when it actually lets you play and is not being a walking simulator. At the end of the day, is this game as good as the original? Not by a mile. Not at all. Throwing this game straight to the recycle bin. It's gonna collect dust. Last of Us 2 is a good game with a lot of bad stuff. Should you buy it for $60? No. But if you see this for $20 or $30, I think it's worth the money. It's just not worth full price. Save your money, wait for a sale. I give this game a 3 out of 5. If I had reviewed this game a couple weeks ago, I would have probably gave it a 2. So yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go in hiding before this Last of Us 2 Witch Hunt comes to me, because wow, 3 out of 5. Such a terrible score, oh my god. The game's average, oh no. Anyway, like, share, and subscribe, and later days.
Cause I know I'll kill my enemies when they